Toilet topics, toilet topics.
Hello, welcome to Toilet Topics with Cody Galot. In today's episode, I will be reviewing my top 5 favorite movies. So this is your warning right now. There will be heavy spoilers in this video. So if you haven't seen these films, please turn back. So you've been warned. Let's jump into it. So number 5, the film that really, inspired me as a child, and I never really got into this field, but as soon as I saw the movie, I wanted to, and that is Jurassic Park, the original, directed by Steven Spielberg. It had great effects, it had a killer story. I've never read the book, so, I'm usually a kind of person who likes the book better than the movie, so I can't, say that I've, read the book, so I can't make that argument. But the film was excellent. As soon as I saw it, I wanted to, become an archaeologist. I wanted to go dig up dinosaur bones, and it just, really, kind of changed, how effects were made in movies. I mean, those were incredible. I mean, the film came out, I believe, in 1993. And they were able to do all that kind of stuff back then, and it's just Steven Spielberg really created a masterpiece in a film, in my opinion. So if you haven't seen it, please go. Also, it has a really awesome Samuel L. Jackson death in it, so that's always a plus.
It's a dinosaur.
The next kind of film that really resonated with me and is number 4 on my list is Toy Story 3. And the reason why this film meant so much for me is because I pretty much grew up with the trilogy. I was young when it first came out, the very original, and then when the third one came out, that's kind of when I was going off to college, and I was in college, and it just kind of made me think about my childhood's gone, and this is a new chapter in my life. And honestly, I got pretty emotional in the movie. You wouldn't think like Pixar as a cartoon studio would have so much emotions, but I think their films really hit you right in the gut and kind of make you think about life and where you're at. And we have our same set of characters: Buzz, Woody, and Rex and the rest, and they're kind of trying to survive. Getting accidentally sent off to a daycare, and it has a kind of a bittersweet ending where Andy kind of goes off to college, but he leaves his toys that we've grown up with all these years, with someone else to play with. And I think that's just kind of like a lesson in life that you're constantly changing, constantly evolving, and it might be you might close a chapter in one part of your life, but you open a new one and it's a new adventure. So it's a really great film. If you haven't seen the trilogy, please go see it. And yay for Pixar. Keep making great movies. The next one on my list, I debated on whether to put it at second or in its current position at third. I think I'll settle on third. This by far is my favorite superhero movie of all time. Of course, I'm talking about The Dark Knight, Christopher Nolan's masterpiece. Heath Ledger makes the most perfect Joker like I've ever seen. When I went into it blind, or when I saw the first trailer, or I didn't know that much about it, I didn't even realize that was Heath Ledger. I was like, that's the guy from Knight's Tale, really? And he did a fantastic job. It's so devastating that we lost such a great actor when he passed away. But his performance was, top notch. Christopher Bale did an excellent job as Batman. I feel like he's way better than Ben Affleck, in my opinion. And just the story, I mean, the characters, just how the film was shot, and that kind of like dark, like gringy. And you get the sense that Gotham is this like terrible place, and that criminals like run it, and it's like almost like an asylum, like the inmates running the asylum kind of feel. And we have just the supporting cast did a great job, and there's just so many quotes that you get from that movie. Why so serious? Let's put a smile on your face, and just all these like one-liners from the Joker. He's like, I'm an agent of chaos, and it's just a film that I feel like changed how superhero films can be interpreted. Like it's like I said at the beginning, that's my favorite superhero film, but that could be viewed at anyone, like anyone who loves cinema could enjoy that film. So that's why it's number 3 on my list. It was a hard pick. You know, I wanted to maybe pick it at number 2, but this next film is just, you know, another film that, you know, deserves to be on my list. So the next one is The Prestige. And this is by another Christopher Nolan. It has Hugh Jackman and Christian Bale, and the main story of this film is 2 rival magicians kind of battling each other. So unlike all the rest of the entries on this list, this is probably the least known by most film fans, I think, because when I say, hey, they're like, what's your favorite movie? I say one answer, which I don't want to spoil for my number 1 pick, but I always say this is my second choice. Like, this is just a normal movie that I love. I love the plot twist. Like, even though I know like the answers, I still love going back and watching it. We have David Bowie as Tesla in the film. It's set kind of like in the 1800s era, the turn of the century. Like technology is rising, almost like a steampunk type feel. And you know, this battle. These magicians over the years, you just like see the hatred they have for each other and the showmanship, and it's just an excellent film and great performances by both actors, so please go check it out. And without further ado, I think this was pretty obvious which film was going to make my top list. Star Wars as a film franchise is definitely my favorite movie, in air quotes there. You know, that's kind of cheating to say, you know, all of them are my favorite. Some are better than others, I will admit that. And the one that, if I had to pick one, if I could only watch one Star Wars movie for the rest of my life, I really think I would pick Force Awakens. That really like just re-energized the franchise. J.J. Abrams, he's one of my favorite directors. He did, you know, one of my favorite shows, Lost, and he revitalized Star Trek, and you know, that's what Star Wars needed. You know, I unlike most people, I don't hate the prequels, but I understand why people don't like them, and I feel like he walked that balance where, okay, this, you know, kind of the first, you know, lines of the movies, like, this will begin to make things right. I think really, you know, took the franchise where it needed to go and back to its roots and practical effects and just getting back to the human element and the story and the characters. I love the new protagonists, Finn, Rey, and Poe Dameron. They're all great characters. I love Kylo Ren. I think he's an excellent villain. You finding out that he's Ben Solo is even better, and just the death of Han Solo. That is such a powerful moment. Han Solo, you know, you never think Han Solo is going to get it. He's always going to get away. He's like kind of like a pirate, you know, smuggler type character. You don't think he's going to, you know, die, especially not by the hands of his son. So that just was a very emotional moment for me, and just seeing the Millennium Falcon again after all these years, and just like the fan service in this movie, you can tell J.J. Abrams just loves Star Wars and is a true fan, and I'm glad they're bringing him back for the final film. And I loved Last Jedi as well. I know that film gets a lot of hate, but I think that film was excellent. In my opinion, Force Awakens is just above that, and if I had to pick a film out of all of them, that would be the one I would want to be able to watch. So I hope you enjoyed this video. In the description below, I have credits to all the Works Cited page, pretty much, where everyone that I deserves credit for all these films. You know, I don't own any of this, so this is all definitely copyrighted material that you'll see in this film. So please go and find these films, buy them where you can, and just watch them, and really appreciate you know, what great films. And you know, without these films, cinema probably would have, you know, never been the same. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, this is Toilet Topics, signing off.